Good night, Prof. So I'm going to talk about two topics. The first one is language teaching and classroom-based language assessment. And the second one is decision made on the basis of classroom-based assessment. Eh, Basically, I have to speak, or I will speak about what is language teaching, why do I teach, what is the language assessment, why do I assess, and after I'm going to talk about the similarities and differences. Language teaching is when you engage your student to learning uh, that you are teaching. So you have a language used as basically is an activity that requires individual to use language to achieve a particular objective. We have language teaching is a process to improve their language ability. We have language teaching a learning task. So basically is the purpose is improving student language ability. And after or then we have language assessment. So is to collect information about your student ability basically. And we have language assessment tasks. So is to collect samples of a student language performance. We have language assessment. We can use these two ways. The first one is singular, when we is referred to collecting of many different individual language, and plural, the process of collecting samples of a student language performance. And we have like a classroom-based language assessment is developed by one or more teachers in the classroom. Okay, and now to talk about the similarities and differences about teaching and language assessment. About participant, the same. You have teachers and students. So about the purposes of task is very different. For example, to talk about assessment, the purpose is collect samples of a student performance. And on the other hand, to talk about teaching, the purpose is promote or facilitate a learning, can be emotional or social development. Okay, now to talk about decision made on the basis of classroom-based assessment. The purpose of decision can be a formative decision and summative decision, and can be high stake decision, low stake decision, or medium stake decision. Now to talk about formative decision, because as a teacher, you have to make decision every time in the classroom. About formative decision involve making changes in the teaching or learning tasks, for example, in the teaching materials or in the teaching syllabus, for example. And the summative decision can be advancement or certification. Advancement when you make sure that your student will advance to the next level, and of course are prepared to benefit from instruction at the next level. About certification, you have to make sure that your student you are certified to be at a certain level of language ability have actually achieved it appropriately. And for me personally, when you talk about decision or formative decision, formative decision helps teachers to improve instruction and learning. For example, to change the material that you use in a classroom, to use another strategy. A student can understand the topic, to work with different methodology with different topic. And summative decision can be, or the purpose of summative decision are collect information about student performance, or to know the level of the language. Can be to collect information about the knowledge of a student, and to classify a student to another group, or and have them to another level. So thank you so much, Prof.